In today's Cricut tutorial, we're going to transform these butterfly clips to make them these very cute butterfly clips. Let's make this! So my inspiration for this was when I was looking at Shein for a couple of bits and pieces for extra props for my market stall. I saw these little butterfly clips that had designs on them and I thought, what a great little idea, particularly coming up to Christmas. These would be really great little stocking fillers, but also what a great way to just start customizing your own stationery, particularly if you are someone who has children who are going to start high school or something like that. That might be something they might like to do. But I think it's a really great little place to use up some scrap vinyl. So let's get into it. The materials I'm using are these butterfly clips. They're different pastel-y colours. I got them from Shein. So, but you can get these anywhere. You can get them in a variety of colours at Officeworks and Kmart and places like that. I've also got my scrap vinyl folder. You could use any kind of adhesive vinyl that you like, but I'm just going to use my scraps, and then a strong grip mat. So I'm going to do today's project solely in Design Space. Now, you can Google different images and things like that, but because the butterfly clips are not very big, I think we're looking for very simplistic designs, unless you were going to do one continuous pattern or something like that. But I'm just going to create my own design using some simple shapes and a little bit of text. So to start off with, I'm going to create a template. So my template is going to be for the whole butterfly clip. So I've measured it, and it's about a 4 centimeter height from one side of the butterfly clip all the way down to the other side, and the width is about 3. Now I've made it smaller than the actual size. It's like 3.2 width and a 4.2 or 3 or something for the length, but it just gives me a little bit of safety and make sure that I've got it in the right shape to fit completely onto the butterfly clip. Now, I don't know about you, but this update, or the latest updates on Design Space, and this, when you're trying to change the width and the height of something, and you start typing and it changes it to a 0.000 instead of all I wanted was 0.5. So I don't like it. I've just downloaded, and what is this business with the circle? I'm really confused about some of the changes that have been made, and I don't understand. Like, there's some things that make me really go, oh yeah, that's a great idea, and then there's others that just go, why have you done this, Design Space? You're trying to make it harder for us rather than easier. Anyway, I've downloaded, to start off with, I've gone to shapes, I've gotten myself a circle, and I've changed the width of the circle to 0.5. I could have made it smaller. I just didn't want to push my luck when it comes to the cutting and the weeding. So we'll see how we go. Now, to start off with, I just started putting random circles, and then I decided, why don't I just create a pattern? So I'm going to create a pattern that does a 3 across the bottom, a 2, and a 3 across the top. And then I'm going to repeat that on both sides of my design. So I'm just using this is one of the updates I really like, is that you can now finally move things, and instead of having to always go to a line and align them that way, it's coming up with these pink grid lines that show that you are aligning up your shapes evenly. So that's a really good thing. I really like that introduction to the program. So I'm just going to do the circles on both sides, so you can see that I've just grouped them and done a duplicate. And for this one, I've also added 2 dots in between those 2 sets. So it's going to be a fully dotty kind of shape that's going to go from one side of the butterfly clip to the other. So then I just moved my grid, and now I'm going to do some love hearts. I thought about doing leaves, but the leaves are a little bit, particularly the stalks, are too thin, and I don't really want to like I said before, I don't want to push my luck. So I'm going to do love hearts. Now, I think I'm going to follow this same pattern that I've got for the circles. I'm going to use the solid love hearts because, or a solid love heart, because those ones that are outlines, they're really great. A, they cost money, but B, the other issue with it is that, again, we're going to end up with these really thin lines because we're making them quite small. So I've got my solid love heart and I'm changing it to a 0.5 width again. And then this time I'm going to start at the bottom of my guide and I'm going to create that same pattern. 3 across the bottom, then 2, and then 3. But we've got 2 sides of this shape. So when your butterfly clip closes, what I want is for the love hearts to both be looking like they're upright rather than on one side it's upright and the other side it's upside down. So once I create the pattern of the 3, 2, 3, I'm then going to group it, duplicate it and rotate it so that it is upside down in when we are looking at it. So I've got 3 rows of love hearts that are the right way up and then 3 rows of love hearts that look like they're going to be upside down. But in reality, once we put them on our butterfly clip, they'll both be upright. I hope that makes sense. Now I want to put some text in this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm creating an extra shape. Now this is going to be another guide and I'm going to make the height of it about 1.3 centimeters because that is the exact width of the actual middle part of our butterfly clip. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want half a love heart on the top and then half a love heart down the bottom because I'm putting this text in. So I want to be able to fit those love hearts so that all the love hearts are on the bottom section and all the love hearts are at the top section. So you can see here that I've put that extra grid right in the middle so it makes a T shape. So I've got a guide that looks like a fat T essentially, and that is exactly where my text is going to go. So now instead of having a line of 3 love hearts and a line of 2 and then a line of 3, I'm now just going to do a line of 3 love hearts and a line of 2, and I'm going to again duplicate that. So you can see here it's really showing my thought process in my designing of this. So you know, just play around. It's not a matter of you have to know everything straight away and you go, oh well, if I don't do it perfectly the first time, we'll just chuck it out or delete it or whatever. Just have a go. There's no point in stressing about it. Delete it if you don't like it. Redo it if you do like it. So because I've got love hearts, I'm just going to do really cutesy. I know this isn't really my vibe to be cutesy, but why not have a go every now and then? So I'm doing the word love. I've chosen XO Glow as my font. Now this is one of my brand fonts for Honey Neats Made This. And I've got this on a few of my stickers and things like that. So I really like that font and I think it's really cute, particularly for these butterfly clips because I'm doing some cutesy designs rather than bright and bold and in-your-face designs. Now, once I've put the love in the middle, I know that that's now going to fit in the middle section of my butterfly clip. And then I'm going to select the love as well as the love hearts, and I want to attach them. The reason I want to attach them is because I want them all to print in that exact configuration. If I just did a cut straight from that, I would end up with the love hearts going everywhere. So I've done the same thing for all the dots. I did a whole select of all the dots and then I did an attach because that way they'll print exactly the way, they don't print, they cut, and they're going to cut exactly the same way as I have designed them here. I'm going to do the same thing again and I'm going to do it with the stars. So I'm going to do star design on both sides. So same as love heart, I'm going to do a 3 and a 2 on one side with stars. I'm going to do 3 and 2 on the other side, and then I'm going to do I'm going to write star in the middle. So So I'm going to speed that up, and you'll also see while I've sped it up that I changed my idea with the dots as well, because I thought, why not make them like a little set? So I've got star for the stars one, I've got love for the love hearts ones, and I've just put dotty for the dotted ones. So I'm going to speed that up. Now that I've done that, make sure you go up to save. See how easy and simple that was? For me to do that in real time rather than just the speed up time, it took me 15 minutes to create that design. And you saw that I did muck around a bit with it too. So this is something that you can do very, very easily and very, very simply. And you can be as creative or as basic as you like, to be honest. So now I've just got to save it. So I've gone up to save. I've called it butterfly clips. And then I'm going to go on to make. Now I'm doing mine in 3 different colours. So I'm going to do the love hearts in a light pink, and they're going to go on a yellow clip. I'm going to do the stars in a chrome silver, and they're going to go on a pink clip. And then my dots are going to be white vinyl, and I'm going to do that on a blue clip. So I'm just going to go put them on the mats in the 3 corners. You can see I've put them in the 3 corners there. And then I just do make, and I'm just choosing vinyl. I do have the silver chrome vinyl for the star one, but it's not a heavy metallic vinyl, so I'm not going to choose metallic vinyl. I don't need to. But if you had heavier vinyl, you might want to do that. It's all cut and weeded, it's just a matter of placing it on each of these butterfly clips. So just going through the same process, making sure that you scrape down the front and the back once the design has the transfer paper on it. The transfer tape on it. And then I'm going to start in the middle. So I'm going to start with the name first, because if I get the name right, that means that the rest of it should, in reality, just fold back over the clip. So I'm going to align the word dotty in the middle of this blue clip. So you can see I've chosen the yellow for the pink words and the silver for the pink clip. So I'm just going to line it up. Now I'm eyeballing it. I know I say it a lot, but I am just going to eyeball this. And then So once I line up the middle, it is weirdly trickier than I expected it to be. So I don't know if my big hands are a problem, but it's a little bit trickier, but it's all right. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that works when I fold it over. So then I'll fold out the dots. Ah, look, perfection. So all I'm going to do is press them down. Then I'm going to get the scraper and I'm going to scrape it as well to press that down. And then I lift up that transfer tape. Now, the reason I'm scraping it down is because these are intended to be used. So you want that vinyl to stay down. You could have, if you wanted to, you could have done a little bit of an alcohol wipe too. I think probably that would have been a good idea. Particularly because, as I just said, it's something that you're going to use over and over again because these are more than one use. Oh, these are cute. Look, I don't know. If you've been following along for a while, you know I don't do a lot of cute stuff, but this is cute. You've got to agree with me there. And so easy. Like, really. I'm going to speed it up, but this whole process took me 5.47 minutes. So not the cutting and the weeding, obviously, but the actual putting them onto the 3 clips. So if this is something that you're doing for a Christmas present, imagine how many you could just knock out in that quick amount of time. All right, I'm just going to speed this up for you. How cute are these? Oh, I love them. Oh, I really love them. How cute's this little design? I think this is a fantastic idea. Like I said before, great for little presents, little stocking fillers, something to throw on a kid's desk at the end of the year if you're a teacher. Great for beginners because it's a very quick and easy project. We're looking at flipping. We're looking at using different texts and also shapes from Design Space. So great for that. And also, if you're a seasoned crafter and you've got a lot of bits and pieces lying around, what a great way of using them up. I hope you've enjoyed today's Cricut tutorial, and I can't wait to see you next week for a market vlog. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget, you can always jump on my Instagram, head over to my Etsy store, or even check out the videos YouTube recommends for you down below.